Hello everyone, welcome to all in this lecture. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about calculation of bearing of an included angle, magnetic declination, variation of magnetic declination, determination of true bearing from the magnetic bearing, local attraction, correction for local attraction. Previous two lectures I have discussed about what is meridian, what are the types of meridian, what is bearing, what are the types of bearing, what is forebearing and back bearing, what are the relation between them, like the difference between the forebearing and back bearing is 180 degree. It can be in plus, it can be minus, it depends upon the orientation of forebearing and back bearing, which is depend upon the quadrant also, like bearing is coming in first quadrant or second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, whatever. Then we have discussed the how we can calculate included angle if the bearing is given, right? So all those topics that we have covered in the previous two lectures. In this lecture, I will start from the calculation of bearing from included angle. So to derive some relation, just understand the figure. Here two lines are given, like A to B and B to C. Just in this point it's C. So A to B, B to C. By according to figure, you can understand this theta is given. So what will be this theta? This theta will be for bearing of line AB. What is forbearing? Forbearing is line direction of line from the north in clockwise direction, okay, in the direction of progress of work, right? So you can see here we are going from A to B, so theta will be the forbearing of line AB. Now we can draw, and this alpha is included angle between two adjacent lines, that is AB and BC, right? This is the alpha is included angle, right? Alpha here is the included angle. Now we are, I'm drawing again a which angle, okay. So this is the north at the B position, okay. So we can write forbearing of line BC. So suppose I'm taking this angle is beta. So what will be the beta? Beta will be the forbearing of line BC, right? From the trigonometry, what we can write? From the trigonometry, we can write this is theta. So this angle would be 180 degree minus theta. Because this is north now, these two are parallel lines. So the angle between these parallel lines is 180 degrees. So one is theta, the second is 180 degree. And total is 180 degree minus theta. So total is alpha. So from this, from here, this picture, so now we can write that point B or a station B, then alpha will be equal to 180 degree minus theta plus beta. Now we can write beta equal to, take this expression from the left side to the left side. So we can write alpha minus 180 degree minus theta. Or we can write alpha plus theta minus 180 degree. Or we can write theta plus alpha minus 180 degree. Now we can write general expression. What is the beta? In words, we can write beta is forbearing of. Next line we can say, right, will be equal to what is theta? We can write theta is theta of line. In this case, we can write BC. And for the forbearing of line, or we can write previous line, theta plus what is alpha? Included angle plus included angle. This is the general expression, but you can see in this case there is a minus 180 degree also for this case, right? In short, we can write FV of next line is equal to FV forbearing of previous line For previous, I'm writing P. Next, I'm writing N. So we can write plus included angle. Included angle. Okay. If this expression, like if this expression, first case first, if this expression greater than 180 degree, right? Suppose this summation is equal to, I'm writing a K, for example. K is theta plus alpha. So if K is 180 degree, then we will deduct 180 degree. If in this case, we can write formula for bearing of next line is equal to 4 bearing previous line minus plus included angle minus 180 degree, right? If K, second case, if K is less than 180 degree, then we can add 180 degree. If 4 bearing of N next line is equal to 4 bearing of previous line plus alpha included angle plus 180 degree. I'm talking about alpha plus beta. If this expression is less greater than 180 degree, then we will deduct 180 degree. If this expression for bearing of previous line plus included angle is less than 180 degree, then we will add 180 degree. And third case, what is that? When K, that is summation of row 4 bearing of next line plus included angle is greater than 540 degree, then we will deduct 4 bearing of next line equal to 4 bearing of previous line plus included angle minus 540 degree, right? Is greater than 180 degree. Why we are doing this? What is the basic concept? You can understand in this case we have derived beta is equal to alpha plus theta minus 180 degree, right? Let's take another example. In that case, we will see alpha plus beta, theta plus alpha would be less than 180 degree. So what expression will come? So I'm drawing a roughly diagram. This is north. I'm drawing AB. So this is like very small, A to B. And one angle is like this, B to C, right? So this is theta, right? This is included angle alpha, right? What will be the beta here? Like this. This is north. So this angle would be beta. Am I right? So in this case, what expression we can write? Tell me. So this is theta, right? So what will be this value? Take a draw it. Just extend the line AB. We'll get this value is theta. So we can write from this expression like beta is equal to alpha, reach here, then 180 degree, then plus beta. What expression we are getting? Alpha plus theta plus 180 degree. Because you can see this case roughly, you can see that this is the case where the theta plus alpha is less than 180 degree. So in this case, we are getting this expression. Also, you can imagine or you can draw a rough diagram for 540 degree and you will get this result only. You will get this result. Like you will get the result, whatever I said in the expression, that alpha plus theta minus 540 degree in the case where theta plus alpha is greater than 540 degree. So the three expression are there, like 3 cases are there. You have to remember, and you have to see what are the summation of 4 bearing of next line plus included angle. What are the summation of value? If they reach greater than 180 degree, then we will deduct 180 degree. If it is less than 180 degree, then we will add 180 degree. And you can understand why it is happening. It is happening because the both line, it depends they are lying in which quadrant. Because there is a expression like beta, we will take only in the clockwise direction from the north, right? Now you can see, let's solve one questions. So the following angles were observed in the clockwise direction in an open traverse. What would be the bearing of the line FB? Okay, so bearing of a line AB is given. AB is given, and you have to calculate for bearing of this line. What will be the bearing of this line? Here bearing is given. It can be a forebearing, back bearing, but according to figure, we can say this is the forebearing, because our progress of work is A to B like this, and assumption is taken at A towards B. So this is the forebearing of line AB. Now we can calculate BC. So BC, forebearing of line BC. What is the formula? Forebearing of next line. Next line. Now I'm working at B. So next line would be for B. For this case B, this would be the next line, and this would be the previous line. Not confused with this. This is a very simple expression, like your there is angle given, that alpha, that is included angle like this, and like work is going like this, like P, Q, R, whatever. So this would be next line, and this would be the previous line. We have to see that what are the progress of, what are the direction of progress of work. You have to find out what are the direction of progress of work. Okay, so forebearing of line, next line, that is BC, okay, is equal to forebearing of line, what line? Previous line. So that is AB. AB is the previous line, plus included angle. Plus included angle. Included angle means angle A, B, and C. Okay. Once we will see what are the expression are coming, then we will apply that reduction criteria, like 180 degree will deduct, or we will add, whatever. So first calculate forebearing of line is given, that is 241.30 minute plus included angle, that is given 124 degree 15. Obviously it would be greater than 180 degree, or it would be less than 540 degrees, so we will deduct 180 degree directly. What is the value coming? So this value is coming 185 degree 45 minute, right? So we can fill this data here, 185 45. Now similarly we can calculate forebearing of now we can do the operation at C station. So this would be the next line, and this would be the previous line or next line, right? So forebearing of line, that is CD equal to forebearing of previous line of BC plus included angle. What will include in it? C. So angle BCD, right? According to that, we will just do the deduction formula. We will add or subtract, whatever. So forebearing of BC line is, we have calculated, that is 185 degree 45 minute plus included angle is given, angle BCD 156.30. Obviously it is greater than 180 degree, we will deduct 180 degree, and then we can calculate what is the value we are getting. So I am getting here 162 degree. So similarly, you can calculate the bearing for the line DE, EF, FG. So I am writing here 162 degree 15 minute. And then you can calculate also for DE, that is 84 degree For EF, 359 degree. Then for FG, that is 35 degree and 15. So FG is this much of line. Okay, so you can check also. You can calculate and you can find out. So it is very basic formula. Just see the summation of 4 bearing of previous line plus included angle. It would be if it would be greater than 180 degree, then we will deduct 180 degree. If less than 180 degree, then we will add 180 degree. If this is greater than 540 degree, then we will deduct 540 degree. What is magnetic declination? We have studied that what is the meridian, and there are type of meridian also, like true meridian, that is whatever the earth is showing, the geographical earth, there is a south and north, and that meridian we can call that reference meridian, that is very fixed, it will not vary, so that meridian we can call it true meridian. So many cases or many places you will see that magnetic meridian that we can get by the, if freely suspended needle, we are making the freely suspended needle, whatever the direction is showed by the needle, that we will give us the magnetic meridian, right? Okay, so you will see in the many cases on the earth's surface at many places you will see like that magnetic meridian and true meridian are not coincide with each other. Okay, there is a difference, there is an angle between them, so that angle is called magnetic declination. That angle is called magnetic declination. So by this theory you can understand the definition, the horizontal angle which the magnetic meridian makes with the true meridian is known as magnetic declination. Okay, so you can see in, so there is a I'm drawing. Okay. So you can see here, like suppose this is north, this is south, sorry, east, south, this is west. So this is the true meridian. I'm sorry, 19 T dot M, true meridian. And suppose this is the case where like this is the magnetic meridian, right? And one other case we can draw, this is north, east, this is south, west. Okay, so this is the true meridian. By astronomical observation we can get the true meridian, and suppose this is the angle of, this is magnetic meridian. Okay, so angle, the horizontal angle between this true meridian and magnetic meridian is called declination. It's called declination. If meridian which is towards west, we call as, we can call a negative declination. Negative declination. Declination. And when the declination is towards east, then it is called a positive declination. It is also called declination to the west. Yeah, west declination in short we can call west declination. It is called east declination. From here, we can get the relation from both the cases. Suppose this is the case 1 and this is the case 2. Any other case it can be possible? No. So now we can write what is the angle between this true meridian and magnetic meridian. So suppose there is a line. This is the one a line of AB. Right? This is a line B, or this is A. Now we want to write 4 bearing of line AB. 4 bearing of line in both the cases. 4 bearing of line AB, line AB. What we can write? So see, already I told you, whenever we are doing the measurement on the, we are doing the surveying on the field, so always we take the angle from the magnetic meridian, not true meridian, right? Because we cannot find out the true meridian easily, right? So whatever the meridian that is showed by prismatic compass, whatever the meridian that we are getting through the compass, that is magnetic meridian, and we are taking, and that deflection is not this much. For the understanding point of view, I made this figure. So whatever the angle we are taking, so this angle would be this angle. Suppose this is alpha, so 4 bearing of line would be alpha, and suppose in this case this angle would be first case just write alpha 1, and the second case from here the magnetic meridian we can write here alpha 2. Now we can make one relation between magnetic meridian and true meridian. So what we can write here, alpha 1 we can write true meridian plus theta. What is called? So we can call a, what is this? Alpha 1 is the magnetic meridian. So we can, sorry, not meridian. This is true bearing, because now we are writing in terms of angle. So this is, we can call magnetic bearing is equal to true bearing plus alpha plus theta. Or what is theta here? You can also write like this is magnetic bearing is equal to true bearing plus declination. Declination. When case 1, when declination is toward west, then we can add the declination in true bearing to get the magnetic bearing, right? But always formula we will see, now define in this case also. So always we will formula we will see. Just define this case also. But we can write here, we can write true bearing is equal to, we can write true bearing is equal to theta plus magnetic bearing, right? But in terms of theta alpha, we can write true bearing is equal to theta plus alpha 2. Okay, so true bearing theta 2 plus alpha 2. Theta, not theta 2, theta. So what we can write here, and no need to remember any formula. Roughly you can draw the diagram and you can understand what is that. So we have seen both the cases, like you can remember like this. In the first case, what we got so true bearing is equal to magnetic bearing plus minus theta. Sometimes also you can see there is a written plus minus declination. What is the declination? Declination is the angle, horizontal angle between the magnetic meridian and true meridian. Okay, so in the first case where we have seen, like when magnetic meridian towards declination towards east, right? This is the true meridian. This is the true magnetic meridian. Okay, towards east. In this case, we can write true bearing equal to magnetic bearing minus theta. In this case, first we can get minus theta. But for the second case, when declination is towards true meridian, towards east. This is east. Towards east. In this case, we can write true bearing equal to magnetic bearing plus or minus plus theta. Right? You have calculated the magnetic bearing, means you have calculated the angle, horizontal angle between a line to the magnetic meridian. Now we want to calculate the angle from the true meridian. So increase this relation. So directly we can remember this true bearing plus is equal to magnetic bearing plus minus theta, or plus minus declination. Declination depends upon if the lines, if the magnetic meridian is their declination is towards west, then negative, towards east, then positive. These are very important lines, you can say, the isogonic lines. What are the isogonic line and agonic line? You can understand in this figure. So isogonic lines, the line passing through points of Earth surface, which is declination is the same at the given time. Means declination would be same. Like we call the contour in the leveling, when the elevation, the line which is joining the equal elevation, that is called contour. In this case, when the line joining the equal declination is called isogonic line. And when the isogonic line, their declination is 0, so that is called agonic lines. Right? You can see in the figure, like whatever the line which is of green color. See this one, their declination is 0 given. Green color, their declination is given 0. Here also you can see declination is given 0. So this, the green line which is shown here, that is agonic line. Agonic line. And all lines which is in the red and the blue, this one, you can see you can take the every line, you can pick up every line like this one. So you can see this declination is 10 minute, I guess. And in the blue side also you can take any line like this one. So you can see there is a 15 minutes west. So wherever this line is showing equal, this is the line joining the equal declination, it's called isogonic, right? So what is the importance of these lines? Because if we know these lines are isogonic lines, so it will be very easy to calculate or do the survey work. Means no need to calculate declination at every places. You will see, okay, this place declination is this much. So directly we can calculate the what are the true varying, right? See, declination is angle between true meridian and magnetic meridian. True meridian is fixed. It doesn't vary according to, it does not vary according to the time and places, right? By using the astronomical observation, we can calculate true bearing. But magnetic meridian, it will be vary by place to place, time to time. It depends upon many conditions, on various conditions, right? So there are various factors which affect the magnetic meridian, right? And now this magnetic declination angle between true meridian, but true meridian क्या है, फिक्स है, कोई चेंजेस नहीं है, लेकिन मैग्नेटिक जो मेरिडियन है उसमें चेंज हो रहा है. तो जब इसमें चेंज होगा तो एंगल बिटवीन दिस टू लाइंस और टू मेरिडियन इज कॉल्ड, ये भी चेंज होगा. सो द ऑल मैग्नेटिक डिक्लिनेशन जो चेंजेस है, जो वेरिएशन है, दैट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द वेरिएशन ऑफ मैग्नेटिक मेरिडियन. Magnetic meridian, right? So there are 4 types of basically variation you can call: secular variation, annual variation, tonal variation, and third one, irregular variation. Circular variation is very constant, continuous over a very long period of time, like 140, 50 years, and again 150 years. So cycle you will get around 300 years or more than that. You can see in the fourth line, the time period of the cycle also varies from 100 to 350 years, in which whatever the variation you will get, that will be the curve of sine curve, it will come, right? And the annual rate of change secular variation is generally between 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, annual variation means now we are observing variation on every year, right? So every year means it is caused because of rotation of Earth about Sun, right? So the annual rate of change of annual variation is generally between 1 to 2 minutes, right? Third one, it is the change in the declination at a 24-hour. What is happening in 24-hour? Earth is rotating towards its axis. So that will depend upon, declination will depend upon that. Like in the day declination will be more. In the, when we will see the season, then in case of, at the time of summer, you will find a more declination in day compared to the night, declination will be more. So there are various variation per day. You can find a lot of variation, and that variation is uh, because of rotation of Earth about its own axis, right? On equator, you will find the less variation. North side, you will north or south pole, you will find the more variation. It depends upon places also. Like irregular variation, it's occurred due to magnetic disturbance or magnetic storm in the Earth magnetic field, like volcanic eruption, like earthquake. So it will depend upon that also. Determination of true bearing from the magnetic bearing that I have discussed, like we will see that declination is towards west or east. If the declination is toward west, that is called negative. In the formula, we write minus theta, minus declination. So that's why it is called negative. When declination is towards east, then we call a positive, and we will add theta. Means if you want to calculate true meridian, or sorry, true bearing, so you can use the formula, that is magnetic bearing plus, in the case of in the towards east, plus declination towards west. True bearing is equal to magnetic bearing minus theta or minus declination, we call, right? Local attraction. This is very important, that you have to understand that whenever you are, like, it will vary from place to place. Like you are using compass here, and that it is showing some direction. That is, we are assuming that is the magnetic meridian. Some other places you will see that it will show a different magnetic meridian. Why? Why? Because of that is a local attraction. So local attraction is the attraction of magnetic field towards local magnetic field other than Earth magnetic field. And that local magnetic field, I'm talking about this one, that local magnetic field is developed by materials such as irons, which is made by iron. Okay, I'm talking about the local magnetic field other than our surface magnetic field. So like material which is made by the iron pipes, steel doors, window. So this will affect your needle, right? There is a develop a magnetic field in between them, and then it will be attract towards the iron rods or iron pipes. So we'll find there is a deflection between these two places. So whenever we are using this north, suppose this is north and this is, we are calling this magnetic meridian, right? Magnetic meridian. So our needle will show this direction only when then there is no local attraction, when there is no local attraction, right? There is no local attraction. If there is a local attraction, it can be possible with the a few irons material with which the iron deposit. It can be deflected by the through watch also, right? So you can see these cases. So you have to, and when the if there is a local attraction, अगर कहीं पे आपको local attraction मिल रहा है, right? Then you are going to find the bearings. And if bearing means we are calculating a line, horizontal angle between the line to the meridian, magnetic meridian. But that magnetic meridian is not correct. It is deflected by the local attraction. Means every calculation that we are calculating bearing, that is wrong. It needs a correction, right? So we can do the correction also. We can do the correction, and we can find out at which station there is a local attraction and by how much amount. At how much amount of reduction or how much amount of correction we have to do, right? So there is a two methods that by using that we can calculate that what is the local attraction, or if there is a local attraction or not, right? So one method that is very important, I would say, if the difference between fore bearing and back bearing is 180 degree. If the difference between fore bearing and back bearing is 180 degree, then both the stations are considered to be free from local attraction. Like difference between fore bearing and difference between back bearing and fore bearing, whatever we can write, equal to plus minus 180 degree. If this station, suppose the one station is follow this condition, we can say these two stations are free from the local attraction. So once we got the local attraction, then we will proceed from that by assuming that this whatever the bearing we have taken this station, that is correct, and then we will do the reduction according to this formula, right? So this is the first method. In question I am discuss. So okay, question number I guess 5, 6, whatever. Okay, correction for the local attraction. See, in this case, line AB, BC, CD, D is given. Figure is also given. Okay, fore bearing for the line is given. AB 150 degree, 60 degree, 125, 150 degree. Back bearing is also given, right? So see, we will check. We will apply the first method. What is that? Fore bearing and back bearing difference should be 180 degree, right? Let's check the first one. The difference is not 180 degree, right? This is not, difference is not 180 degree. So this will be not free from the local attraction. You can check this one. 240 degree minus 60 degree. This is a difference of 180 degree, right? In this case, we can say back bearing minus fore bearing. That is 240 minus 60 is 180 degree. We can say this is like we can say this BC means station B and C. There is zero error. We can say there is a error is zero, right? No need to do correction. Means station B and station C. So whatever the measurement has taken from the B and C, that would be correct. So what are the measurement have taken from the C in CD? In the case of CD, means we are talking about the CD, C to D. So fore bearing would be from at C station towards D. So this will be the correct one. This will be the correct one, right? Now, see, B or C, B just B, whatever the B station is free from the local attraction. This the station and this the station are free from the local attraction. Free from local attraction. Okay, so back bearing of AB means this is the progressive line A to B, but back bearing means we have taken that reading from at B towards A. Means this will be the correct, right? Because the B station is free from the local attraction, right? So back bearing is given for the line AB back bearing is given 380 degree. So now we can calculate fore bearing of line AB. Fore bearing of line AB. By using this formula, that 380 degree, this is 318 degree, that is greater than 180 degree. Then we can deduct 180 degree to calculate the fore bearing. What value we are getting? Tell me. 8, 3, 1. Right? We are getting this value. Okay, but you can see the fore bearing is given 140 degree, means there is an error. There is a error. So that error is 2. That is error is, you can calculate the error, and that error is, so there is a 2 degree of error we are getting at A. 2 degree of error we are getting at A station. So there is a error 2 degrees. So correction would be plus 2 degree. Sorry, correction would be minus 2 degree. You can see in the figure. So whatever the that reading that I have taken from the station A, that would be corrected by 2 degree. So we did right. It should be right from the by using the sign convention. So there is a plus 2 degree. Correction would be minus 2 degree. Okay, and corrected fore bearing would be 138 degree. Corrected bearing that was corrected only. So this is 60. This is 240. This is also corrected 125 degree. This is less than 180 degree. Then we can calculate the back bearing of line CD. Fore bearing of line is given 125 degree. This is less than 180 degree. Then we will add 180 degree. What we will getting? 503. Am I right? So this is 5305. But you can see in this case, like a D, you can see in this case here, we are getting 305, and you can see the back bearing of given is 32 degree, and we are getting 3 degree. Means there is a minus 3, correction is minus 3 degree. Okay, and sorry, error is minus 3 degree, and then we can do the correction, that is minus 3 degree. So means at the D position, there is a correction in D plus 3 degree. So whatever the bearings or observation that I've taken from the D, that it should be corrected by plus 3 degree. So fore bearing is given from this, from the D, so it's no plus 3 degree at this point. So we can say 153 degree, because from the D to A, that reading has taken 150 degree, but it need to be corrected by plus 3 degree. So it should be 153 degree. So always, whenever the table, suppose in a different questions there is a table are given, so you have to find in for the which line there is a fore bearing and back bearing are the difference of 180 degree. So you have to find the what is the difference, and then you will get the, if the difference is 180 degrees, means the both the station are free from the local attraction. Okay, then we will move forward. Okay, so already time, a lot of time already there, like it will close 46 minutes. Okay, so in the next lecture I will discuss plane table surveying. Okay, thank you.